Can't hold it anymore. If it were you, where would you run at this very second? Some believe it was because the videographer had their back to traffic, which caused this accident. Others believe the videographer delayed the white car's takeoff. Objectively speaking, the videographer's defensive awareness was indeed weak at the time, but in the face of absolute speed, whether he looked or not, it would have been hard to dodge. Analyzing the distance, the white car skidded after the crash. The white car at that moment 100% broke the physical limits of this road. In other words, it was speeding. I believe many of you have never ridden in a car going 300 kilometers per hour, but I've had the fortune of experiencing it multiple times. Returning to the accident, it's not hard to hear several men getting extremely excited over the numbers on the dashboard. Little did they know, at such a speed, even having an ambulance follow right behind wouldn't help. Perhaps you don't know how terrifying 300 kilometers per hour really is. Breaking it down, your car travels a whopping 83.3 meters every single second. For example, a normal blink takes only about 0.3 seconds, and in the blink of an eye, the car will fly forward by 25 meters. Looking down at your phone takes about 2 seconds. But within those 2 seconds, you have already been driving blind across to entire football fields. Keep in mind, our brains have a delay. It takes at least 0.5 seconds to process information. But at a speed of 300 kilometers per hour. What does this mean? It means by the time the words "oh crap," there's someone even cross your mind, you've already crashed into them. Some might think a speed of 300 kilometers per hour is too far removed from daily life. Then let's look at the following case. I'm not happy. Remember this phrase, I'm not happy, from this rich girl. To please his girlfriend, this driver pushed the car in the urban area all the way up to 148 kilometers per hour. You don't have enough rush yet ... Oh my god. Wow, what a rush. Clearly, at this moment, the rich girl's mindset had changed. You're so bad. I love it so much, haha. Although this phrase, such a rush, greatly satisfied the driver's vanity, it also caused him to run up a massive braking debt. Looking at the replay, the taxi had already started making a U-turn at this time. Perhaps the taxi driver calculated, the car behind is 50 meters away at the city speed limit. It'll take 3 seconds to arrive. I have more than enough time to make this U-turn. Little did he expect that as the car behind accelerated for that rush, 3 seconds shrunk into 1 second. Similar cases are countless, but most happen because after speeding, the tire's grip hits its limit the moment they steer, sending the vehicle into an uncontrollable side slip. From the rear car's perspective, the white car was moving several times faster, which immediately caused it to lose control under centrifugal force. As the saying goes, 9 out of 10 crashes are due to speed. Anyone who overspeeds is completely insane. Street racing in broad daylight, wrapping around roadside trees like a nightmare. Even public restrooms get wrecked, flipping and rolling, leaving nothing but debt. Respect the limit. Stop driving safe and steady makes you the real boss. first, let's look at this missile from Iran in the video. Braking through instantly and slamming directly into impact. Yet another accident caused by speeding. This rider's speed reached a staggering 190 kilometers per hour, covering about 53 meters per second. Even if he spotted the black car from 100 meters away, a reaction time of less than 2 seconds makes it impossible to brake or swerve in time. This is the danger of speeding at night. By the time you see the danger, it's usually right in front of you, leaving zero room to maneuver. Let's look at this case. With poor visibility at night, by the time the rider noticed the large truck, the distance between them was less than 20 meters. At this point, the rider was going over 150 kilometers per hour, which requires a braking distance of at least 60 meters. This 20-meter gap was far from enough, causing a crash with virtually no time to react. Even if there are no cars ahead, any slight bump on the road while speeding can trigger a risk of losing control. Look at the gauge. 190, 200, 240. Going at 240 hitting even a tiny bump where the wall meets the ground caused the vehicle to violently lose control. Fortunately, it happened in the early morning with no other cars on the road. When the vehicle spun out, it happened to crash into a parked white car. The innocent white car acted like a massive crumple zone, helping absorb a huge amount of impact energy for the camera car. So the passengers walked away without serious injuries. If the white car hadn't absorbed that impact energy, and the camera car had slammed directly into the building's wall, the consequences would be unthinkable. Let's get a visual sense of this through a simulator. Crashing into a solid wall at 200 kilometers per hour. The immense kinetic energy instantly crushed the engine bay and cabin into a single compressed block. Even the back seats take a massive blow. So, that white car essentially saved the 3 people in the camera car. If the slope had been steeper back then, it wouldn't just be a simple loss of control, it could have turned into a flying car. Let's look at these cases. Therefore, under no circumstances should you speed, even during the day with good visibility. The danger multiplies. Let's look at this case. In fact, from over 100 meters away, the large truck's flashing left turn signal was already visible. But at that time, the camera car was going 190 kilometers per hour, covering about 53 meters per second. By the time the brain takes 2 seconds to realize it needs to brake, the distance left is less than 50 meters. At that speed, the required stopping distance is well over 50 meters. Ultimately, with insufficient braking distance, the crash was unavoidable. If the camera car hadn't been speeding, and was only traveling at 60 kilometers per hour. Even with a 2-second brain reaction, there would still be about 70 meters left to brake. And stopping from 60 kilometers per hour only takes about 30 meters. Could have been completely avoided. Although private cars have the protection of a rigid chassis, going head-to-head at high speeds, fueled by immense kinetic energy, the harder the material, the sharper it cuts. Let's take another look from a different angle. The out-of-control black car, traveling at extreme speed, slammed into the rigid guardrail on the roadside. The massive kinetic energy turned the guardrail into a sharp blade, instantly piercing through the car body and the cabin. The consequences can well be imagined. Many two-wheelers love to chase the thrill of speed and passion, but while chasing that speed and passion, it also comes with fatal dangers. Vehicle body violently shaking leading to a death wobble is a nightmare for many motorcyclists. But what I want to point out today is something even harder to notice than the death wobble: the danger of crosswinds. Let's look at the case. Are you also wondering why everything was fine at first, but upon reaching this spot, the rider seemed as if possessed, steering straight into the large truck? In reality, they hit an unnoticeable crosswind, which forced the vehicle to change direction. This is not controlled by the driver's conscious will, but by the laws of physics. The camera bike's speed had reached 180 kilometers per hour, while the speed limit sign on the ground clearly reads 70. And crosswind exerts a lateral force on the vehicle that isn't fixed, but is proportional to the square of the vehicle's speed. This 2.5 times difference in speed caused the lateral force exerted by the crosswind onto the vehicle to skyrocket to 6.5 times its original force. Like an invisible hand, this powerful force pushed the bike straight into the adjacent lane. Therefore, when driving on bridges or encountering crosswind warning signs, you must strictly follow the speed limit of 60 to 80 kilometers per hour so the vehicle can stay firmly gripped to the ground without being drifted by crosswinds. If the previous cases of metal hitting metal were destructive, then the next cases of flesh hitting metal while speeding are nothing short of absolute catastrophes. Many riders think, as long as I'm fast enough, danger won't catch up to me. In reality, the moment you twist the throttle, the Grim Reaper has already wrapped his arms around your waist. Hearing this roar, there are truly very few who can manage to be heard long before they are ever seen. Everyone knows that in a rear-end collision, you are fully at fault. But a motorcycle rear-ending a sedan and blowing it to pieces is incredibly rare. In this accident, besides the rear-end crash and speeding, sharp-eyed viewers must have noticed that at the moment of impact, this lane was a left turn lane. Exactly, according to Article 44 of the Road Traffic Safety Law. Although motorcycles are motor vehicles, they should travel in the rightmost lane. If they need to make a left turn, they must ensure safety first before entering the turning lane. And clearly, given the rider had no intention of turning, considering this section of the road at the time, there were no traffic enforcement cameras, so it is highly likely that these two motorcycles frequently drag raced at this intersection. Many say they speed to save time, but there is no road in this world worth trading your life for. Those few minutes you save won't save your career, nor will they buy your future. But if an accident happens, you take away your parents' peaceful old age and destroy the safe haven of your wife. You must realize that what you are holding is not just a steering wheel or a throttle, but the very lifeblood of your entire family. Promise me, after watching this video, calm your restlessness down, because the deepest confession of love to your family is just 4 words: I am home now.